don't paint what I see, I paint what lingers, the space after the moment, the feeling before the memory. I move through the world collecting fragments, light on a wall, a chair left slightly undone, the quiet presence of a room. The ordinary is never just ordinary to me. It holds something waiting to be seen. I often start with observations of my surroundings. I cultivate a curiosity towards my surroundings, so that allows me to reinvent them and fictionalize them and reimagine them. I believe that if we look at anything long enough, it becomes interesting. And in that way, I believe that we all live in the ordinary world of tasks, targets, things to do, but we also occupy a fictional world in our own imagination. And that space in between those two worlds is what I try to capture in my world. So I feel the everyday scenes are a perfect starting point for my paintings. When I observe a space, I'm most definitely drawn by the light first when I enter it. That's the element that dictates the atmosphere in my work, and it's probably one of the most important elements in my paintings and my compositions. I don't recreate what's in front of me, I transform it. Somewhere between memory and imagination, things begin to shift. Colors become louder. Spaces stretch, dissolve, reassemble. I have lived in different places, different versions of myself. And maybe that's why nothing ever feels fixed. I exist somewhere in between here and there, between who I was and who I am becoming. Painting is how I make sense of that space. So my work lives in between the real and the imagined world, and I feel that's where I feel most at home. I feel like I live in that in-between world where things can dissolve, distort, change, perspective changes, and sometimes we have that disorientation, like a disorientating feeling about our surroundings. But I feel that's the space with the most possibilities, and that's where I feel I can give to the viewer the most possibilities as well. I feel like I try to cultivate that reimagining, so I feel a life is only worth living when there is this possibility of reimagination and reinvention, and therefore I cultivate that and I practice that in my own life as well, because I think that imagination is like a muscle. We need to train it to keep going, and if we don't train it, then it kind of loses its power. My paintings are not answers, they are openings, spaces where you can pause, drift, feel something without needing to explain it. Since becoming a mother, I see things differently. Time feels softer, more fragile, more important. I think about what we hold on to, what we pass on. If my work can offer even a moment, a place to breathe, to imagine, to return to yourself, then maybe that is enough. I'm not trying to show the world as it is. I'm trying to create space for what could be. A pathway for perhaps discovering a way that almost goes beyond the painting. It's also this idea that parallel paths can exist, and every diversion and every weave, let's say, can offer up a new future. So this idea of new possibilities and this idea of an invitation for dreaming in is very important for my work. Yeah, there's a lot of things I would have said. One thing I would say is that things come and go, like there's no linear path to anything. So, you know, things change, the practice changes, and somehow I would probably tell my former self to have more confidence in the journey and not feel too depressed about maybe a failure or something that comes up, because these things come and go all the time, and things can go up and can go down, and we can never predict them. My name is Emi Avora. I'm a visual artist, primarily working with painting, living in Singapore.